improve your English. In this video, we are discussing about the correct usage of personal pronouns. The sequence of personal pronouns. If pronouns of different persons are used with the same verb in a sentence, they should be placed in a definite sequence. Can you say I and you are friends or you and I are friends? What is the correct usage? He and you or I and he? When we are using three personal pronouns, how do you use it? I, he and you, or he, you and I, or I, the first person, you, second person, he or she, the third person. The sequence is second person, then the third person, then the first person. So you can say you, I and he, or you, I and she. Let's see. The sequence first, second person, then third person, and first person should be placed at last. So you, he and I are teachers, not I, he and you. Look these sentences. He and I are classmates, not I and he. Here the second person you is not present, so you will place the third person first and the first person last. He and I are classmates, not I and he. You and I are best friends. Here the third person he or she is not present. So you can place second person at first, then the first person at last. You and I, not I and you. And also you can say you and he are partners. The second person, then the third person. First person is not here. Not he and you. So the sequence, second person, third person, then the first person. While using a sentence in negative sense or apologizing or accepting guilt, the sequence will change as first person, then second person, then third person. Here, I and you are responsible for this. The sentence is in negative sense. And you and he ruined this. I and he did this mistake. All these sentences are negative in nature. Maybe apologizing, maybe accepting a guilt that is committed. I and you are responsible for this. You and he ruined this. I and he did this mistake. The sentences which are positive in nature, we will use the sequence of personal pronoun as second person at first, then third person, then first person. You, he and I. The sentences which are negative in nature, in negative sense, we use as first person, second person, third person. I, you and he. Remember this. Now in the case of plurals, we, you and they, we will use as first person, then second person, then third person. We first, you second, and they in the third place. We and you cannot do this together. Not you and we. You and they can do this. Not they and you. We, you and they can do this project. So the order, first person, then the second person and the third person at the last. We, you and they. Remember this. Once more. The sequence of personal pronoun sentence positive in sense. Second person, then the third person, then the first person. You, he and I. Sentence negative in sense. First person, then the second person, then the third person. I, you and he. In plurals, first person, then the second person, then the third person. We, you and they.